Hey friends, Shawn here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to my 30-day watercolor challenge. I feel like the last couple have been very similar in technique, very similar in my total overall look at the end. So what I want to do tonight is try something just slightly different. I'm going to use two tones of blue, a light and a darker. These are my Mei watercolor, pan watercolor set. I haven't diluted these down. I've taken them out of the pan, put them in my little palette. I've not watered them down very much because I want my pigment to still be pretty heavily pigmented. Now what I'm going to do is petal by petal, I'm going to alternate these two colors, and I'm going to not super saturate where I got a big puddle of water on each petal, but I'm going to get it really wet, but not a puddle. Then I'm just going to take my brush with a little bit of that pigment, and where I want that shadow to start and bloom up, I'm going to just tap that color in there and let it naturally bloom. And I'm going to do every other petal a different color, just for effect, just for overall kind of looking at technique and how this does with a lighter and a darker, and just for overall look. So that's how I'm going to do this tonight. I'm going to leave it at that. I may go back through it over it a couple times just to deepen it if I feel it needs to be deepened, because I know this will set back and dry back a little bit lighter. So that's what we're going to do this evening. So hang around. I'm going to put this on high speed, set this to music, and I'm going to see you on the flip side. Okay, friends, here you go. Day 11, chicken legs, double ones. You know what? I am actually really digging how this turned out. I was going more for technique than anything on this one. I was not going for overall look, overall color scheme, nothing. I just did a light and a dark to see the difference, and then just technique. So what I did is I would wet down with a clean brush sections with water, right? So I took this one, wet it down, wet it down, wet it down. Then I dried it off, sopped it up until that paper was just wet, but not puddly wet. Then I took and alternated between my two colors and just dabbed where I wanted that color to start blooming out from, and then let it dry. I did do a little bit of mopping up with a thirsty brush a little bit because it was just getting to fill the whole petal and I wasn't wanting it to fill too much. On some I let it fill. And then I did go through with a little very light wet brush where I got some hard lines and just softened it out. The hard lines looked actually cool. That might be another technique, is just letting it dry, and if I get hard lines, it's more artsy kind of artistic than it is more blendy, but I like the blendy. So here you go. Day 11, I'm super happy with this. I think 11 days in, almost 2 weeks in, and I think I've made tremendous progress. I'm so happy with how I'm being able to see things and not freak out when something goes bad and just clean it up with a dry, a thirsty brush and redo. And so I'm super happy with my progress. Thank you so much for hanging with me at 11 days in. If you're interested in doing your own challenge, I've had people reach out. Feel free to do your own. If you want to tag me, I would love to see what you're doing, and we can kind of get a loop going. And don't forget to subscribe to my Instagram at Manly Made Minute and at my YouTube at Manly Made Minute. Would love to have you as a subscriber and kind of see the journey of where I'm taking things. So here you go, day 11. If you want to look really quick, I try to do this every evening. We will just start right from the very beginning here. I'm getting them out. So day 1, 2, 3, 4. I did mark this one up with colored pencils because I didn't like it, and now I actually don't really like it. 5, 6, 7, 8, one of my faves. 9, one of my faves. 10, one of my faves. 11, one of my faves. So there you have it. Thank you all so much for hanging out, and until tomorrow on day 12, I will see you then.